Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. My name's Samuel Price, the Crypto Lifer. I've been live streaming since, 2020. It's now been 5 years. I started going every single day in 2021. I haven't taken a day off since then. So we're pushing it. I see a breakdown for BTC. Nice little short in play here for Bitcoin. See, that daily candle cannot hang. Let's take a look at what's happening to Bitcoin and break it down for you and show you what we see happening. Zcash pumping to the upside to 712. I talked about a Zcash swing trade. We're going to break that down for you too as well and show you what's happening. So it seems like Bitcoin dumping, Zcash pumping yet again. That uncorrelated move. It's interesting. The inverse pump on that Zcash. Let's take a look at BTC. You can see right here, we're here on BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP telling you where the liquidity lies. And it's saying, hey, it wants to go down to 85,000. We just got some red that came up, though, at 94.8. That wasn't there before. So someone just took a nice short and created some liquidity for us to the upside. This may be the pullback or the pull down that creates enough liquidity to the upside. We need to keep creating fear. We need to get enough people to short the market so we can go upstairs and get them, right? And things will work out to the upside. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I appreciate you all. I thank you for being crypto lifers. It's not easy sitting in through these times. It's not easy going through, but you know what? When a year or two comes from now, we'll see what happened. There was many, many times that we went through the hard times. Each and every one of us here on this channel, we were able to make it through to better times. So thank you, dear Lord, for everything you've given me. Thank you for this, the message to spread God's light and happiness throughout the world. And, God help me get here. I'm always going to say thank you. I wouldn't be on YouTube. I wouldn't have made the millions. I wouldn't have got where I am without God. God gave me everything I have today and continues to do so. So I owe it all to God, and I stay humble. Amen. I love you all. Thank you so much for being part of this amazing journey. Let's break down BTC on the bigger time frames and show you what's happening. All right. Yeah. Love you, Sam. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you. And look, the bot underwater, can it finally get out, or is it going to have to keep mitigating itself? The bot will find a way. I can't wait to keep showing this trade until the bot finds its way out of this trade, because it will, right? I short it pumps how long it dumps back. Hey, this is a choppy market, and it's Thursday. We had a good Tuesday, Wednesday. My favorite 2 days to trade, okay? Remember, we talked about two things today. I said, watch your 1 hour, watch your 4 hour. I said the 4 hour time frame could either make one of two things. An inverted head and shoulder, right? So look, if you're in my trading group, we already went over this for you. We said, look, you might be making an inverted head and shoulder, but at the end of the day, this could be making even a symmetrical triangle. You see this? And just another dump to the downside. The thing is to keep shorting the tops. Every time there's a top, short it. Top, short it. Top, short it. Every time you see a tweezer top, like a red candle next to a green one, short it. We got lucky with the reversal yesterday, but is this sustainable? And it also looks like, to me, like an M pattern. These are M patterns. This can break to the downside as an M. The M can be slanted. It can be twisted. It doesn't have to be perfect. So that's an M pattern to me as well. Something that's definitely I'm seeing. I'm a little under the weather. As you can hear, my nose congested. I woke up with that, clogged nose. But I'm all right. I'm doing my thing. I got the herbs. Look, I'm taking ginger shots. This is an immunity shot, but I'll take a ginger shot in a second. You're going to see me. Whoa, ginger's hard, right? But good ginger, man. Good for the gut, good for the mind, good for the immunity. And the lemon water, we keep it going. I got these, herbs that, that clear out your nose. Oh my God. It's got, eucalyptus in it and some other things. Really opens you up, almost burns your eyeballs. But, that's what you got to do. Wow, Bitcoin collapsing to the downside this morning. Didn't look amazing, right? I didn't say let's open up a long. It wasn't like yesterday where I was ready to go, right? No. Even looked to see if the daily could reverse. So far, not so good. Daily not making a tweezer bottom like we should. We were seeing if this could be the flag to the upside, right? But we also knew that could break down. So we're going to break down the bigger time frames. But right now, that doesn't look good to me. That looks bearish. The only thing that's somewhat okay is that we're getting more oversold. Could we hug a higher low here? But I see it as a symmetrical triangle. Symmetrical triangles break down 68% of the time, So that's what we're seeing. And then you can also see this resistance here. So Bitcoin, if you're really, really bullish, you got to get back above 93,005. You can clearly see how that's a major resistance. We hit it there. We made a lower high. You have a high, you have a low, you have a lower high. You would expect a lower low here at one point. Can you dig in? and put in this like awkward inverted head and shoulders. So the world is seeing if this inverted head and shoulder can save us, this kind of cup and handle here to the upside. My goodness. And I am sneezing and I'm all over the place. Hey, it's okay. We push through. That's what the discipline is for. Let's take a look here at the monthly time frame. And I feel good. You know why I feel good? I could be the sickest I've ever been in my life. But as long as I'm with the lifers, as long as I've God in my heart, and my daughter was so nice to me this morning, I'm blessed. You know what I mean? I'm not on my deathbed. I'm okay. You know what I mean? It's just a quick little thing that will disappear in 2 days. I'll be fine. Never let it get the best of me. All right? Take care of yourself. You too, man. I love you, brother. I love you too. Bless you again, man. Those herbs really do open you up. I know, right? It's the travel bug, baby. I know, right? When you go around, and then they say it's not good for your immune system. You're sitting in that plane, right, doing your thing. So it is what it is. Possible inverted head and shoulders for Bitcoin. See, that's what we're looking for. Oh, that one really got it. Yeah. Woo. Okay. So the monthly has a bearish engulfing candle. It looks absolutely horrible, right? It's bouncing off the 21-day. We can see that there's a shoulder ahead, and it's likely that we're going to make, I believe, another right shoulder. And you can kind of see a hidden bullish divergence starting to form on the monthly. RSI swinging down, price acting swinging up. When's the last time I saw any type of hidden bullish divergence on the monthly? I don't know if I ever saw it. You know, right here. The monthly had a low there to a high there, but as you can see, it had a downtrend on the RSI. Clearly, that was a downtrend, and we did get a move to the upside there for the monthly. Same thing here. This is called hidden bullish divergence. Bitcoin has never made big patterns on the monthly before. Like, it never really evolved. It's now evolving on the monthly, right? And you can see as it evolves on the monthly, there is some hidden bullish divergence. However, it could go all the way down, down, down. As long as it doesn't break that candle close, it's hidden bullish divergence. So we could even see it all the way down to like 84, 82,000. And it would still be considered hidden bullish divergence, all right? Hidden bullish divergence is something used on bigger time frames. It's used for, I use it as a DCA mechanism, for instance, not for long term, really for swing trading. Like when I see something could bounce, I start to DCA into it, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, and then if it starts to plow, we go for it. You see what I'm saying? Like Zcash is something similar right now. Zcash is very high risk right now. Looks really good on the daily, but it's sketchy on the 4-day, the 5-day chart, right? So if you go for it, you got to understand that, you know, you are going against the bigger time frames. And then when I take that shot of ginger, you're going to see me like, yeah. All right. Top of the morning to you, Sammy. Top of the morning to you. You grow, I grow. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Shout out to the people that send me positive energy every single day here on the channel. We love you. We appreciate you. We got gainitis, man. We got gainitis. And I'm not trying to be a big shot, honestly. It's all about just small wins. I've been trading Mexi in weeks the last few days and just doing my thing and just hanging out, right? And I didn't make tons of money, you know, but I didn't lose. See, I made 7 trades. I lost 2 for $85, but I made about over $1,200. See this? Look, lost 84. Look, lost $1. All right. Then I won 100. Then I won 517. That's about what? That's 620 even right there, right? Yeah. Oh, no. It's 610. Yeah, it would be 610 because 90 on the 520. And then another one there is what? That's 695. We'll call it 7. There's about 1,000. You could call it 940. And then the 60. Yes, it's $1,600 in wins and $85 in losses. Like when you're making $1,600 in your last 7 trades and only losing 85, you're being very disciplined. You're handling risk and you're doing something that you can't. This is not by accident. A human being can't even do this by accident. Like you're not going to be able to pull this off unless you have extreme discipline. This is me going lighter when you know what I mean? And you can say, oh, but you have so much money and it's so easy for you, but it's not. Like every single time I trade, it's hard. That P&L was hard to do. Any human being that does 7 trades and makes 5 of them, that is not easy to do. You've got to push yourself, all right? And you should look for these. And these are little trophies, man. Every time I do this, I get very excited because if I can continue to replicate this behavior, anything can happen. You see what I'm saying? Anything can happen. So I keep positive energy. I look back on my hard work. And I look how I can replicate it day in and day out, right? There's no other way, everybody, right? There's no other way. So we're going to break down the top-down analysis like we do every single day. We're going to be as transparent as we can. And we're going to show you the life, the love, and the happiness that comes with pushing yourself every single day. The discipline frees you, but there has to be discipline. You think Every single day I've been here for over 5 years without a day off. That takes discipline. You know, bringing my equipment no matter where I go, saying no matter what, we have to make it. That takes discipline. Okay? I am not a genius, I swear. It's funny, someone says you're a genius. See this? I am not a genius. You know what's funny? People think consistent people are geniuses. Like, I thought Jim Rohn was a genius because he was consistent. You know? If you just show up every day, the whole world will think you're a genius because you'll accomplish things most people never would accomplish, and therefore they will think you are a genius. But you know what it will be? It'll be the simple fact that you are just so consistent that people can't believe what you achieve, right? Yeah, Zcash looks amazing on the daily. You kidding me? It looks absolutely beautiful. We're going to get to it in a second. That's going to be the first thing that we look at. All right, and I'm just a trader. I'm not in a cabal. I'm not pushing something someone else talked about. I am just a trader that takes advantage of the market. If someone else is manipulating or something, I'm going to see it in the charts. I'm going to take care. I'm going to take it. If I see them doing something funny, the charts will tell me. And me, you, and the rest of us could take advantage of the move. All right? So here we go, too. There's some beautiful support here for Bitcoin at about 80, 85, 80, 87K, 86.9, right? You can see we front ran these wicks. If we lose 86,000, we're going to come right back down to 77. It's very simple. You can see that very clearly on the weekly time frame. Weekly getting oversold, though. It did roll over. Look at it. It took its time. And we've been rolling over since August. August, September, October. I mean, it's been a long dump. All right? Good morning, Salmon fam. Good morning to you, Desert Gardens Homestead. We love you. Shout out to Anders. 50. Shout out to Game Creepers. Shout out to No Drama Mate 8278. Shout out to all my beautiful people here on the live. Vinny Vincenz NYC. My man. Can't wait to buy at 30K again. You know, who knows what will happen? I'm open-minded. I mean, we pulled a huge... If you pull a whole Fibonacci on the entire move, just like, look, we pulled a Fibonacci from here to the... Say when we were up here, you'd say, well, we come somewhere up to the 618. That was a bounce. Here, though, look, I mean, we went all the way back down to the 786. It does hit the 786. That would be $40,000 BTC. That's the creepiest thing about it all is it could be 40,000 BTC. That's just the 786, and we have retraced down there every single time we've had a bull run retracement. So I'm not saying it's going to happen for sure, but I'm open-minded for it. And I definitely think it's important to keep some cash on the sidelines in case we go down there and not go all in, you know. So some say, no, we're in a bullish megaphone. We're just continuing to boom to the upside. It's only a matter of time, and this thing's going to explode. Maybe, I don't know. It's an idea that we could be possibly in one of these, and we're squawking, you know, and we bounce back to the top of the channel. There's a chance, but I mean, And even if that happens, as I showed you before, it just makes a right shoulder that could take us further down, you know, well, maybe smaller, something like that. But so I'm projecting all the time, playing with the ideas and looking at the moving averages. Let's take a look at the 5-day chart. We know we cannot move anywhere until we get a tweezer bottom on the bigger time frames. What is that? It's a green candle next to a red one with a big wick matching, right? Pretty similar matching wicks. That would help us get a reversal here. You can see there's clear resistance, which created support there at about 90,000. There is support at 90K for Bitcoin here. There is. The second we lose this level, though, you can see you drop somewhere right down to where these hit. And we got a high volume node, you're 84, and then, yeah, that's $77,000 BTC. My top down on larger time frames, US dominance weekly. Looks slanted head and shoulders. We'll take a look at that. Thank you, Famous Fortune. Yeah. Iron Poor people say that every cycle, we hit 50K bottom last time. The cycle Bitcoin has moved like the S&P. If you look at it on the rainbow chart, could be why I know indicators have triggered. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I love you. No one really knows at this point. Yeah. Hey, no one knows, but see what I love about it is nobody knows, but it doesn't stop me from making $1,600 in a day or two. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know where Bitcoin was going, but it didn't stop me from winning, 5 out of my 7 trades. So, like, I didn't know where Bitcoin was going either. But what I did is I had strategies that I could play. Look at the 666333. That's kind of funny, right? But it just, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know where Bitcoin... The reason why I was able to make gains because I told myself I didn't know where Bitcoin was going. If I told myself where Bitcoin was going, I would have went all in probably at the wrong time. You see, like, oh, I'm nice. I'm always right. It's just not the case. A free fall usually creates a move back up. When you move this fast to the downside of 9 days, it does create a liquidity gap, right? It's like, And look, there's a fair value gap right there. Those two wicks don't touch. I mean, right, there's a gap right there. See how this wick doesn't touch that wick? I mean, that's an open space. You could come right back up there. And I think you got one up here too. Look at the size of this one. That wick doesn't touch there. You got a gap up there. So you could grab some liquidity up there. ICT status. And remember, the bounce off the 200 moving average on the 3 days is also pretty interesting. You know? And so here we are with the daily time frame, and it just kind of like today they had it as a possible reversal. It looked green. It looked like we could get the bounce last night. This was green, pumping up. And I said, I'll front run these every time. I'll front run these every time and see what happens. Look, I mean, it's fighting on the 12-hour time frame, fighting on the 22, on the 12. And, when I get real into it, it kind of looks like this, like a descending triangle. So I go to the 8-hour. And so this is what I talked about to the trading group today. I said, we should focus on the 4-hour time frame. This morning, in this morning's update, I said, focus on this, right? Almost looks like the 8 hours a better time frame to look at. It makes a little more sense to me with the two candles touching here. But I'll go to the 4-hour time frame to zoom in and see how we went all the way from the monthly all the way down. You can get a lot of information from all the time frames. Most people don't want to do this. Why? Because it's tough. It's like if you had students in your class and you could just be a teacher that just grades it, or you could get to know every student. A teacher that gets to know every student puts a lot more work in, right? They actually really get to know each student. They put the time in, they find out, they ask questions. Or you could just treat the kids like a number and just get it done. You know what I mean? That's how you can be as a trader. You could just look at the time frames and kind of flush through them, or you could really get to know the time frames. And getting to know the time frames means spending time with all these time frames every day. At first, it's going to be confusing. You're going to look at the monthly. It's not going to make sense to you when you haven't traded that long. When I've been traded for years, the monthly was a very, very foreign chart to me. I was like, this chart's just too far away from me. Like, I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I think you understand what I mean, because the bigger time frames are foreign when you don't use them. And it happened to me for a long time. The bigger time frames were very confusing. I was like, man, I don't know, that weekly, it was scary. They were actually kind of, I have to be honest, there was a lot of FOMO and fear in my trading style. And I used to be afraid, man, of the weekly. It's such a big time frame. I don't know much about it. So look, we got a double top here for Bitcoin. You could say that's an M pattern, and the M pattern is going to break to the downside. Could it be a possible short here? Measured move would be the length here. You'd swing that to the neckline. You got a 236. Maybe if you brought it a little lower, you could almost get a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio. So right now, this is in our favor. I mean, you've made a lower high. You would assume this is going to make a descending triangle and then roll over to the downside. So you would assume that this is going to happen and we're going to dump. So right now, the probabilities are bearish because we have a downtrend. You understand? If we were in an uptrend, we would trade this more, Well, look, that doesn't look too bullish. Like if we were going up, that would be a shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? So I'm still in the middle that this might make a right shoulder here, and the bulls could prevail. There's, today's another tough day of trading where it could go either way. They got people shorting and longing on either side of the spectrum, and nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. I have a great system that'll teach me exactly what to do. It's very beautiful, and that's why you have to make models and systems and plans in place. Because if you don't, you're just going to do whatever someone tells you to do, right? And you don't have to make tons of money. Like yesterday there, look, that was $1,600 in gains or something, or, I didn't have to be a big shot, man. But my account didn't go down. You have to remember, 95% of people lost money yesterday when I made the last 2 days when I made those trades. So every time you're up only $500 and you get depressed because you saw some guy making $1 million or something, or you compare yourself, remember, man, 95% of people are losing in trading. They're not making $500 like you did. They didn't figure out what I did. What I just did there in weeks, most of the world will never do. And it sounds insane, but it's a fact. Most of the world will never figure out how to trade like that because it takes years of getting your butt kicked to get into that situation. No one's going to make a P&L like that after, you don't just wake up and make a P&L like that. Especially in a highly manipulative market when the market has been sketchy, to be able to pull off trades like that when everyone's bugged out, that's important, man. That shows mental clarity. That shows mental strong, fortitude. That means we could I could push through in the hardest of times, and so can you. I want to let you understand, I was that guy, ADHD, depressed, bugged out, you know what I mean? I can't focus, negative self-talk. I was a mess. I'm telling you right now. I still struggle every day. And I regulate myself and I work out and I find ways to stay disciplined. Life is not easy. We are all vulnerable humans. The second you think you're not a vulnerable human, you know it all and you got it all figured out, you don't, because that's just not true. You get it? Makes sense. So right now we're watching Bitcoin and it looks to me like it's going to make a descending triangle and continue to go further to the downside. Like we're projecting a descending just like we project an ascending. And it is what it is. So I got to tell you, it looks more bearish than bullish unless we can pull off this right shoulder. And so for me, like, there's really no reason to long. I like the 30-minute time frame. If the 30-minute can get itself back above the 200, create a flag with the 21 touching, that's when I would trade. The odds of that they're gonna take some bullishness to do that, and that would actually rectify the fact that we get some shorts, liquidated some shorts, and so for me, we're like it's an 80% chance we're going to 83.5, 20% chance we break to the upside. If we do break above the 200 moving average, maybe I'll scalp on the 5, maybe I'll scalp on the 15, but the 30-minute to me is the most likely chart, right? Similar to, let's see, like I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Like here, say we were super bearish and everyone was like, what do we do? And I'd be like, well, I'll only long if we get above the 200 and we touch the 21, like something like this. Like we were down here. Kind of a similar scenario. I could have been like, we're in this, are we going to be in a descending triangle? It's kind of similar, and I'd be like, are we going to continue down like this and dump? But if we get up, I will long the flag if the 21 touches near the 21. Even here, like I'll long this flag. That's an ascending triangle. You see it? How about yesterday where the 21 and the 200 made the pattern? I saw some lifers excited about that. Isn't that cool? That's how things really go. Yesterday the pattern was made on the 5-minute time frame by the moving averages. It'll blow your mind. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about in a second because it was just a cool anomaly. And if you trade my system, it fit like a glove and you were like, whoa, Sammy got something sauce over here, right? If you didn't, you would have. So right here, I traded this pattern and look, you didn't even have to draw the lines. Look, the pattern was made by the 21 and the 200. It was just insane. And I gave this to the trading group. I projected this before it happened. I was like this. I drew this and I said, everyone, we're going to have to watch for this. This is a flag likely going to play out. This is what you get in my trading group. You get the preemptive idea of what could happen before it happens. Then look, 10 minutes later, I'm giving you the flag. Then I'm saying I'm in. Then I'm even giving you the stop loss and where I'm going. And then it goes there. It's pretty awesome. Like if I was in a trading group and I got this fed to me, so like basically I told you, hey, we're going to watch this. This should play out like so. If it plays out like so, we're going to enter the trade. I said aggressive entry is here, but we want to enter here. You see what I mean? I didn't know that was going to happen for sure, but bang, 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 baby. And look at that. Like basically target hit, right? I mean, you could be greedy and not sell that, and we got another flag here that played out too. I got in here, sold there. I got in here, sold there again. I was ping-ponging last night, like you read about. I shorted this, or if you remember on the live, sold the bottom. Why? Because we were away from the 21 on the bigger time frames. Then I saw the 1 hour tweezer bottom. See, I saw the 1 hour starting. I front ran it. I got in right there with the stop below the wick, and then that thing just took off. Now, I was looking for the right shoulder. We never got it. You see, I was looking for this right shoulder. We just went straight up. Again, I didn't. Oh, no, hold on. Yeah, there we go. It is kind of making that right shoulder, but it's very elongated right now. It's a battle right now, for sure. So I just wanted to kind of show you how I was able to figure out how to make money yesterday based on my strategies. I was using the 200 and the 21. And it's so cool how they made the pattern right there. See that? Just a beautiful thing. I saw someone point that out in the trading group, and it made me so happy because I was like, man, I'm teaching, they're learning, and they're seeing anomalies. They're seeing cool things in the charts. Like if that didn't get you excited, and you can see it's like a shoulder, had a right shoulder, had a bit of a diamond eye vibe in a way. And then last night we called out the diamond on the 15. The 15-minute made a diamond, and it did break to the downside. We could see that the diamond was likely going to break to the downside, you see? Another thing I've noticed about trading big, you got to be able to hold some nasty drawdowns. Like you want to start trading with $100,000 positions, you're going to be down $2,000 a couple times, $3,000. And you're going to have to act like it's not even a thing. You know what I mean? But when you're, like me, when you grew up middle class, that's a lot of money. So how do you transition into someone that can play with smaller, bigger amounts? It just takes time. And for me, it's all about risk. The bigger my net worth, the more I'm willing to risk compared to my net worth. But I keep it small, right? Like if say you were worth 10 mil, you only risk like let's just say you risk 20 grand in a big trade. You could handle losing 20 grand that day. It's not going to be fun, but you could handle it. You got 10 mil in the bank, But say you only have 100 grand and you lose 20 grand. That's not good. That's going to take a hit on you. So you can only, you know what I mean? So the bigger, again, that's what we say, 1% of portfolio per trade. You know what I mean? And that's how it has to be. So what I thought about it last night, I was swimming in the pool after I got in the jacuzzi, because I do that every night before I go to bed to kind of decompress. I sit there alone, look out into the stars. I have my I always have it packed though too, so don't play with me. And I usually have someone there with me too, just in case. But so I sit there and I look out into the stars and I think about life. And I say, I said, man, as long as I keep pushing, as long as I believe in God, things will go well. I thank God for my kids in that moment in time, right? But the idea is, you open our minds up to all the possibilities, and that's how we're able to see them. Right? We can't be closed-minded here. So look, this looks like it is going to close, make a descending triangle, go further down. Looks like 83,000 is the case. And I haven't opened up completely when it comes to buying BTC. I've still left some money on the table here because I'm still tethered up pretty much with, a good amount. And I'm talking, over, I don't want to brag, but I got a lot of tether right now waiting because it is what it is. And I find a difference as my net worth grew, I found it was harder for me to be transparent. I want to be transparent with my portfolio, but I also don't want to be rude. And you have to understand, I'm a middle-class guy that things happen very fast for me. 5 years, my whole life changed. And I see a lot of people they don't understand like how that, because even I don't understand. I'm learning. And I probably make mistakes. I'm probably not perfect at it because I didn't grow up wealthy, I didn't. I'm still learning how to figure it all out and get through these times, I'm not saying it's bad. It's a beautiful experience, but it is a different experience. I didn't know Bitcoin was going to blow up. I didn't know I was going to go all in at 19K. I didn't know you know what I mean? I didn't know all those things were going to happen the way they did. So BTC, everyone wants to trade the small time frames today. And I say, you know what? I usually back off on Thursdays. Not my favorite day to trade the small time frames. I like the Monday nights. I like the Tuesday night. I like the Wednesday night. But right now, no. Because there's a lot of chop right now. Look, that was chop of the 1 hour. Then they went after the stop losses. Anyone that traded that flag, they just kind of went after you. So again, let's go over what I'm saying. It looks like a descending triangle that's most likely going to dump down to 81.85. But if the 15 or the 30 minute would clear back above the 200 moving average, I would take a long, but only then. You can kind of see how this was. I see cat ears now too. It wasn't perfect, but I do see cat ears technically. You see it? It's not perfect, but. And that's cat ears, and cat ears break to the downside. I've seen it so many times in my life, and it's a lower high too, right? And this even that's a descending triangle. See it? Look, it's a descending triangle. You can clearly, you got to see these things. Flip it upside down if you have problems. You'll see it's the same scenario there. That's the descending triangle right there. We play this all the time to the up. So you see me scalp this all the time to the upside. So why can't you scalp it to the downside? See? Once you decide that a trade is valid to the long side, then it's valid to the short side too. That pattern does what it's supposed to do, the direction it's supposed to do it in. Like, look, we were sloping down with the flat side. We were crossing. Look, there's a death cross coming there on the 15-minute. You can see the 50 wants to cross towards the 200. That usually means more dump side. So once you establish that there's more dump side, you start looking for the bearish patterns on the smaller. Look, there's a descending triangle right there on the 3-minute chart. That looks like it's going to go to the downside. Again, the smaller time frames are sketchy today because the volume is lower. They've liquidated a lot of people. We still haven't got the volume back like we had before October 10th. There's definitely people that are still like, But the same people that are scared to run away from the market are the people that are going to run into the market. It's just how it is, my friends. Human emotions will not change. So if we stay consistent, the markets will come to us. We just got to stay consistent, just like the big boys do. They keep a long-term plan and they go at it. Like MicroStrategy has a long-term plan. They go at it. They don't stress. So look, right now, that looks like you're going to go to the downside on the 3-minute time frame and head back down to 88,608 for Bitcoin. All right, I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but it looks somewhat likely. A little bit of bullish div here, though, that's saying, no, we could get a bounce. Yeah, so I don't see any live trade right now that I would be taking. I'd have to get us back above that 15 or the 30-minute 200 moving average, trying the slanted Adam and Eve. You see that? But it just doesn't look amazing. Say, oh no, but it's a cup and handle. I don't know, man. To me, it's just too low. And anything can happen. Watch, they could spike the price right up right now, spike it down. The odds are this will fall further down, though, to 88,674 for BTC. So the odds are not in our favor. We're going to continue to the upside. I'm back down to the 4-hour time frame. So that concludes our top-down analysis, right? We started with the monthly. We whittled it all the way down. We looked at how the monthly could be making a head and shoulder pattern, right? Even if we get a pump to the upside, we have to be open-minded that may not even be the saving grace of the bull run, right? It may just be an add-on to a higher, a lower high there, and then we go and continue further down, right? So we're watching a descending triangle on the 3-minute, which actually looks like it could, and then maybe a slight bounce. 15-minute looks interesting, or was that the 7? Yeah. No, that was the 12. What was that time frame? 5-minute. Yeah, 5-minute looks like it's attempting to dig in, but again, descending triangle, right? And, if you're hoping maybe this was just a liquidity grab. This is the flag. They want to bring it back up to the upside and pump it, but, So, yeah, you're watching to see if the 4-hour plays out into a descending triangle or it makes the right shoulder and digs on out of here. The right shoulder would be amazing. It would think about it. It's going to take some time. And I'll delete this for now because I think that's just too much. And there's that descender. But look, my whole point is, 1 4-hour candle, 2 4-hour candle, 3. Like, even if you made the right shoulder, that looks like it will take 12 hours. Look how long this right shoulder took. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 24 hours to make the right shoulder. People don't realize how long it takes to trade. Everyone thinks it happens overnight. How come I didn't make the money? But it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. It's a process every single time. So you're watching, in my humble opinion, the 3-minute, which is likely going to dump out of this descending triangle. This is a likely scalp here. I wouldn't take it because the volume's too low for me to take the risk. Even though the trade looks decent to me, and it probably will play to the downside, I would not take that trade right today, just today. Even especially after yesterday, I did very well. I don't want to why go after trades that have lower probabilities than the trades I took last night? You see what I mean? Or yesterday. I don't see a point in doing that. Like, I know there's lower volume. I know today isn't as good as yesterday. Why would I even trade it? A lot of traders are forcing themselves to trade for no reason. Another thing is you don't have anything to compare it to. I'm going to make a funny comparison, but like to the men and women out there, like if you dated a girl and, she was a certain type, or say she was like somewhat considerate, but not that considerate, you might not know how considerate a girlfriend could be. But what if you dated a woman that was very, very considerate? Dating a woman that's extremely considerate, like maybe her mother and father were just really nice, really kind. Maybe the other girl only had one parent and she didn't understand. Like, she wasn't taught how to be that considerate. It wasn't even her fault. What am I saying? Am I doing dating advice? No. I'm giving you a metaphor. Just let me finish what I'm saying, because I know it seems like I'm all over the place, but I'm not. My point is, a girlfriend or boyfriend, right, man or woman, that is extremely considerate is like taking a trade with a higher probability. You want to be with that trade. You want to hang out with that trade. That's the kind of trade you want to be around, right? You want to be around that type of person. Now, a trade that's not that considerate is a trade with lower volume on a Thursday. So, like, a considerate trade is a trade that has way higher probabilities for you, really cares about you a lot more, and just the risk is lower. And that happens when you have a lot of liquidity and there's a lot of volume, okay? Now, a trade with lower volume, with less people in the market, is always going to be harder in a less considerate trade. See what I mean? So don't date the trades that aren't as considerate to you, man. Don't take trades that don't have the love, that don't understand, you know what I mean? And here's another thing. If you haven't traded enough, you're not going to understand. Like, if you haven't dated enough, you might not know what considerate is. Like, someone, you might think a woman is really considerate, but then you get the next woman and she blows that first girlfriend out the water, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's a higher level of care out there I didn't even know existed, So I know so the point is, I don't force trades that don't make sense, because I've done this for years. And I know what trades make the most sense. This does look bearish. I mean, you're touching the 21 on the other side of the 200. That's our signal, right? Above the 200, in a flag on the 21. See how I'm doing the same thing over and over again? This is how we long every day. Now we're going to short every, it's the same, because if it goes one way, it goes this way. So this is likely going to dump on you. And so I'm calling the probability of a short to the downside to 88,600, 88,500 is very, very likely right now. I'm just giving you the odds here. I'm not trying to tell you I know what's going to happen. I'm giving you the probabilities. You take those probabilities how you want. Like, you go with that how you want. You trade the way you want. I'm just a math guy showing you the math. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I'm just giving you the probabilities. And look at it. It's already starting to break down ever since. Look, that looks like a shoulder, head, right shoulder. That is a little M pattern right there too. And you're making lower highs. You're in a downtrend because you can see the trend line that I drew. And then you hit this line. And if you keep hitting this line, it's going to break, right? That's already in the money because the entry was, what, 90,005? And you're already at 90,300. I'm nothing to write home about. I'm just saying, like, it is lower than entry right now. So if I had to tell you what's going to happen, I'd tell you we're going to dump somewhere down to 88,800. Is that for sure? No, nothing is guaranteed. But the odds are pretty likely from what I'm looking at. And we did a really top-down analysis, really clear. It spoke to me. I have a pretty good idea of what's happening. U.S. jobs data come in hotter than feared, but outdated figures limit market impact. You know, the September non-farm payrolls added 119,000 jobs, while unemployment unexpectedly rose 4.4 from 4.3. The 2-month-old data offers limited insight into current labor conditions, as October employment figures will not be released. Bitcoin showed minimal reaction to the mixed jobs report, as the outdated figures provided no clear catalyst. See, like, nothing really happened there, even though it was somewhat bullish, right? So that's kind of, and the CME is playing with us too. The Fed watch tool on the CME, you know, that I'm going to show you that right now. 20 days till that comes in. I think it's at a 40% or something. So they killed the idea of a rate hike completely. And again, I still have a strong belief they will cut the rate in December, on December 10th. But if they don't, how do they don't cut it on January 28th? But we got to wait a long time, about a month and a half before that rate decision comes out. So there's a lot brewing right now in that sense. All right. But that's just not a great sign. A stronger NFT print, but a higher jobless rate. See, the U.S. Labor Department reported that non-farm payrolls rose by 119 in September, more than double the consensus forecast around 50,000. But jobless claims ending in November came in at 220, below the expected 227. How were the jobless claims ending for the week, but unemployment was up? However, unemployment rate ticked up slightly above expectations. This unusual combination, like, it didn't make sense. I saw that too. I was like, how do the jobs go up, but the unemployment went down? How do the jobs go up, but unemployment went up? It doesn't make sense, right? And prompted confusion across analyst circles. Yeah, I said this. It's funny that happened because I didn't ask anybody, but my mind did the math, and I said, wait, you went from 220 to 227, but you went down? It doesn't make sense. Like, so you can see mixed data and lack of current data gives us mixed signals in the market today, and kind of leaves this null and void, right? JP Morgan's everything rally ignites after NVIDIA's Q3 blowout. Interesting. We'll see. Meta plan at $150 million raise perpetual preferred equity for Bitcoin. They announced a $150 million raise less than an hour ago through Class B perpetual preferred equity on November 20th. It's a big deal, right? They're going to continue to buy. Proceed targets Bitcoin purchases aligning with the company's treasury since 24. They hold 30,823 Bitcoin, man. Big deal. Big deal. That's a big deal. Right? Abu Dhabi, Al-Warda Investments triples their Bitcoin ETF holdings to 518 million. They saw this as a great chance to slide on in there. And Bitcoin attempts a fragile lift as Fed signals patience on rate cuts. And that's kind of where we stand here. And then we'll see if there's any news coming out tomorrow. We got a red folder, flash manufacturing, core retail sales in Canada, FOMC members speak, nothing too crazy. It'll be next week. We have to see kind of what's coming our way. And we'll go over that right on the weekly candle close as we always do. And we'll break it down for you. So Bitcoin collapsing as suggested to the downside. It just is what it is. And it's already started to make its move to the downside. You're in the money on that call at 90,005. It's 90,150. Why am I not shorting it? I don't know. It's lower volume on a Thursday. I could see it kind of dip and flip and just, but the odds are very likely this is going to pay you. So, and I don't have to take every single trade that I put out. I don't have to, right? Yeah. If I force myself to trade every single day, which I kind of do, I think it's good and disciplined for me to kind of take a moment and breathe. Smart move. Crockett, yeah, exactly. So we could see, yeah, and so that's what I see for BTC. Let's take a look at the total market cap. Let's zoom out. I want to look at BNB. I want to look at some of the stronger coins and see how they're kind of handling this. You can see they're just following Bitcoin. That's how you know it's kind of a bear market, because that looks like it's going to go lower, right? I teach everyone about the 200 moving average. It's all about how, look, you get above the 200. So if that consolidates, I mean, you're going to 800 on BNB. It looks like there's going to be a pretty drastic move here around the market. Let's take a look at the total market cap. And wow, BNB is already back down to 800 from that beautiful high. Wow. It's crazy. I have it flipped upside down right now just to kind of make that clear. And you can see how this, I mean, look at this. When you flip the chart upside down, you could start to see what's happening. That looks like a beautiful short for BNB there. Honestly, with a pretty big asset, that could be a nice trade today or into tonight. You see this? And then you would set it up with the short tool. See, this is me. I'm longing, but I'm shorting. You understand? Something like this. And the stop loss on the other side of the 200 moving average, you flip it upside down. So, wow, that looks bearish. Like BNB looks like it could be going further to the downside, eh? Funny, now they got some bullish divvy trying to fight it. It is at support, but that looks bearish to me on the smaller time frames, 1 hour, 2 hour. I'll put that. I think that's going to be a decent trade there. I could be wrong. I'm not 100%. I wish I was. I wish every trade I put out hit to the point where I was, but it would be odd, right? If every single trade I put out hit. So like, it's strange, right? You go on YouTube and you want to be accurate for the world and you want to hit, of course, right? You don't want to ever leave someone hanging. If you have integrity, like my parents were good to me. They cared about me. My mom told me she loved me every day. So did my dad. My parents told me they loved me every day, man. My dad was a great dad. My mom was a great person. And so like, I want to spread love and help other people because I had two good people in my life, right? When people get abused, they don't have good parents. They tend to abuse the world a little bit sometimes. Not everybody, but it can happen, right? I had good parents. They were good to me. I want to be good to you. And so I want to win every trade I put out. It's just not the case. Like, I know for a fact I can't win every trade that I put out because that wouldn't be real. But I wish I could. But, so all I can do is put my best foot forward every day and backtest as many strategies. But what I can do to make sure that I do the best for you is I backtested for hours. I've dedicated, 12, 15 years into the charts every single day till my eyes hurt. I can promise you that I've given these charts every single thing that I have. Without, every single thing that I have, every single day, no matter where I've been, no matter what's happened. And so if you join my Discord, if you join my trading group, you're going to get just pure dedication. And I believe that will rub off on you. Like, I believe that will have an influence on you and it will make you want to become the best version of yourself. I know it will, because I get messages all the time. So BNB short looks likely. Bitcoin collapsing here, about to lose 90,000. And you could tell that short I just gave you on that 3-minute chart looks like it's very likely to the downside here too as well. It's okay to short the market. You got to take advantage of whatever probabilities. You flip the chart upside down, and if the probability is to the short side, we take the short side. If the probability, you know what I mean? You do whatever you got to do. I'm not trading right now. I want to make that clear because I don't like the low volume on a Thursday. Understand? I'm comparing it to how great the trades went the last 2 days, and I know they won't go as well today. So I'm saying, why should I get into waters that are not as flowy, like they're not as great as they were yesterday? I know it'll frustrate me. I know I'll stare at the charts all day. So I'm going to be smart and give my mind a rest, You don't have to. You could be trading right now. Like, you don't have to trade every day that I trade. I don't have to trade every day that you trade. It would be kind of strange if we took every single trade together, right? We may take a lot of them. We might overlap a lot, but everyone's going to do their thing. Everybody's going to do their thing, right? And again, I'm still open-minded. If that 30-minute cracks the 200, what if we V-shape recovery? What if this is the right shoulder here and we get back into good graces on the 4-hour time frame? Remember, I'm watching it all, and I've got more than one time frame in the back of my mind. Look at this. They've already they dropped the short, bounce it back up again. They're already playing games. The odds are very well this will play out, though. And so that's our top-down analysis for Bitcoin. It's 11 o'clock. That's kind of what we do. If you're new to the channel, every single day I do a top-down analysis for BTC. We show you the monthly all the way back down somewhere to the gosh dang 1 minute. And we, right now we're on the 3 minute, and we kind of blend all the time frames. I show you how time frames show insight into each other. Like the 1 minute blends into the 5 blends into the 15 blends into the 1 hour time frame. This is how price action works. I'm able to figure out things because look, when moving averages are tight, we get in. Right? That's when we get into our trades. That's when you start the short. That's when I would start a long. Then they start to get far apart. That's when you get the dumpage. You want to sell into the dump, right? Buy into the pump if you're shorting, and vice versa if you're longing. 89,900 for Bitcoin, starting to show some signs of weakness here for BTC. No go, not a good sign at all for Bitcoin. Struggling. 89.9, and there you go. There's the dump. Now you're in the money. 90,500. And you say, well, Sam, if you knew it was going to dump and you're live streaming, aren't you a little tight that you're not in this making money right now? I could say, the old me used to do that because I had a lot of fear and FOMO. And whenever I didn't do something, but now I'm just very content with my life. I know God has put me where I need to be. I know God will, I'm going to make the money that I deserve in this world. I don't have to get greedy. I don't have to chase every pump. But that took years of me being mature. The old me, yes, I would feel FOMO right now and wish I had taken the trade. But the new me just says, why? I'm going to get what's coming to me no matter what. I'm here to teach today. I'm here to help. I want to show someone that may be struggling, someone that doesn't know how to use the 21. They don't understand when you're on the other side of the 200 that you're bearish. Someone might have long this double bottom here and not understand why they're losing right now. Because they don't understand that it's a descending triangle, and descending triangles break to the downside, my friends. Like 90% of the time, these things are dumping on you. And wow, we already got basically almost $1,000 move there for Bitcoin. All the way down to 89,820. And it looks like more downside is coming for Bitcoin. How did I know this was going to spill over? I've just been watching these exact patterns play out time and time again. Let's take a look at Zcash and see what's happening to Zcash. It's holding 690. I since got out of Zcash too. I made about $1,000. I put 25 grand in it last night. I could have gotten beat. And I let it rise up from 670 to 700. Not a huge win. I'm not, you know what I mean? But I didn't lose. And why did I sell? Well, I just feel like we're at the top of the pattern. And one or two things could happen. It could break out. It could be in this right now. It could be in this very tight pattern that's going to break out. But it could also be at the top of the pattern coming back down. I'm going to break down Zcash for you and tell you kind of why it's high risk, but also why the smaller time frames look interesting. But if it could get tight right there, look at that. If it could do that, and that'll take till Sunday or Monday, like Monday night, it could start to get ready to possibly break to the upside. It does say it get to what? $1,100, $1,430. That would be the target. How do I get that measured move? I just take the length of the base of this pole, or basically that wick. You can even say, I feel like that's in a better perspective there. I think I was a little overzealous. But still like a $1,300 Zcash, right? About a 90% gain there. So the 1 hour starting to look good. The daily's starting to look pretty good. The daily's oversold and the stochastics is curving. It's getting tight inside the end of the channel. I mean, it's looking like it's going to break out, right? The only thing I don't like is look at the 3-day chart. 3 days away from the 21, but it does have this kind of parabola still forming. Maybe it goes sideways on the 3-day before it breaks out bigger. It did start to kind of run sideways with the 3-day, which is better. Usually you'll come down if you got this bullish move. 4-day chart still, look, it's like a tweezer top away from the 21. 5-day tweezer topping away from the 21. And look, extreme bearish div, and you're very overbought on the stochastics RSI. So, like, people are going to short this. A lot of people are going to short this right now on the bigger time frames. So what I see happening is probably one spike up creates a bearish div on like a smaller time frame, maybe like the 4 hour, the 8 hour, and then it takes a bigger dump. So I could see it going either way. I could see it suck a bunch of people in and dump in your face. It could stop everybody out right here too as well. My thing is this: if I didn't get in this early and start riding it, you are somewhat chasing. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, they can't help it, right? They're going to have to get in the coin that everyone's talking about. Again, I've beat that FOMO away. I don't do that anymore. I've done all these things. You have to understand, I was part of the beginning class of crypto that didn't understand a thing. I came in 2016. I had traded for 8 years in the regular stock market, but I didn't know anything. I didn't understand, I didn't get it. And I FOMO'd for coins, and I chased, and I looked, and now I know, like, I want to see the pump before it happens. I want to plan out the trade before it happens, and then I want to execute the trade. If I can't do that, I don't want to chase. Because if you're going to chase, you're just going to be chasing the trade. All right? We're going to look at BTCC. We're going to see if there's anything worth trading. NVIDIA stock pumping. That's got to help the S&P. We'll look at the general market. But Bitcoin collapsing to the downside. The short paying you right now. Look at that thing. Beautiful short to the downside. And we called it for you yet again here on the channel. Gave you the entry, the stop loss, and the take profit. It's a 3.84 risk-reward ratio. I would start shaving risk. Now it's a 5-to-1 technically from entry. You see? And look, that's just a beautiful trade right there. And all I'm doing is trading my system. I'm above the 200 or below the 200. I'm touching the 21 in the flag. Descending triangles, ascending triangles. Look at that thing, man. How did I know that was going to do exactly what it does? I didn't. I played the probabilities. The probability said this was going to happen. Who here made gains on the short? Anyone made gains here on the short today on the channel? And again, this channel, people talk a lot of ish on the life for whatever reason lately. I blew up a little more, tried to travel the world. I met more people, and everyone has something to say. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin down 20K this month. Bitcoin wasn't even at 20K 3 years ago. Patience is key. Time of the market, not timing it. I love that thought. Yeah. Robinhood has announced a plan to gradually enable permissionless access to tokenized stocks. In the final phase, users will be able to withdraw tokenized equities. Yes and no. I don't know. It sounds kind of weird. Yeah. No-ish. Is there still a chance for Bitcoin dominance? Put a 333 up 11K. Yes, I'm ripping the short right now. 333. Look at all the people that are making gains in the short. The short is dumping hard right now. The bubbles are starting to pop. Look at that, man. Up 5.5. This is the way, dude. A lot of people are making gains on the stream. So this is a stream people actually make gains on. All the other streams, I don't know what people are doing. They're talking this and that, but I called this before it happened, showed it, and I've done this thousands of times on this channel. You don't have to listen to the smack. You don't have to listen to anything. Just listen to the people that are full of love, light, and happiness, and they're showing you the realness. Look, we're about to hit the target. At this point, I mean, stop loss should be brought to break even, where you can't lose the trade. All right? For me personally, that should be a stop loss to break even. You can't lose the trade, and now you're executing at a high level. This is proper trading. This is how you do it. We saw this happen before it happened. Look, it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 18 minutes. Some people made $5,000 in 18 minutes here on the channel. It's amazing. It being a short up 8%. There you go, man. I can't see all the rich, greedy guys. Crip the blues. I don't know what he's saying. Yeah. Why is everything up and Bitcoin down? Interesting, right? Not everything's up. Zcash is starting to fall again. Everything's starting to fall back. Yeah. Not everything is up. That's just not true. That could be finally, look, they're trying to bottom it there. But no love, man. It looks like it's going to hit my target. And again, don't be greedy. That'd be a great place to take some profit. Everyone wants too much. To me, that was a beautiful, beautiful move. All right? I mean, that's all I need is a $1,000 move. 90,005 all the way to 89K. It's a $1,500 move for Bitcoin. Beautiful. Just got stopped out for 127%. So put your gains. I want to see the gains, right? 27%, right? 4K, right? 5K. Everyone, write your gains here. Say I shorted for 500. I shorted made this. I shorted made that. I want to know how many people. I want to see all the wins here on the channel today. It's going to make me happy. All right? I want to see how many people I helped understand the education so they could use that education to make some money. Privacy coin narrative will continue, yeah. Doctor of pump and dump in the house, copium. Amen. Sam, what is considered as a higher volume? A day where there's a lot more trading than another day. Yeah. 40K short paying right now. 2K made 25,000. This guy said insane. 25%, 80, 25% of the short. Shorted from 103. I'm still up at 647%. Unreal. 77%. I made 200. I have no funds to enter. Sam taught me to be patient. I shorted and made $50. We all start somewhere. I love that. 606, 22%. Boys in the Discord saying, bro, this dip is blessed. Amen. Unfortunately, 250. Hey, that's great. Trade still running. Sold 50% at 33%, brother. Love it. My first trade, man, 10%. Thank you so much. You're a great teacher. I set up the trade, never got in. Sam, what's considered as a higher volume? I don't know. A day where there's a lot more tradings. Huge fan, Sammy. Love your change my life with your TA. Massive shot from the Isle of Satan. Oh, my gosh. You're a great man. You teach me a lot of technical knowledge. God bless you. Got stopped out and take profit short and made 58%. Oh, my gosh. More gains. Yes, it's about to hit the target. The market is so bad. When I try to write bullish, my autocorrect turns into bullshit. Yeah, I'm waiting for that double bottom, and you can make money any single day. You are unique. You are the best. The Lord has blessed you with the knowledge. Thank you for sharing anytime, my friend. Yep. Wow, a short squeeze would be insane telling from these comments. Sam, what's considered a higher volume? I'm not answering that again. It's a day with more trading than the day before. Yeah. Made money only on paper trading. Hey, you're doing your thing. When Lambo, somebody said, when you work hard enough to deserve one. Amen. Yeah. You don't get a Lambo by accident. A Lambo ain't something you get for, it's a hard work, man. Years and years of dedication to anything in life if you want to get to those statuses in life. It's going to take you a long time. Everyone wants it immediately when they see someone have it. They don't want the pain. I went through a night shift for 7 years of my life. I bought Bitcoin when everyone laughed at me. I was buying Bitcoin at 3K when everyone told me I was a loser. Friends and family told me I was insane. People try to talk me out of investing. I said, no, you don't understand. This is the hidden secrets of money. You need to watch a documentary about gold and silver. They told me I was crazy. So long time coming, success. You wake up one day, you're successful, and you say, how did this happen? And it's from years of putting your head down and doing the same thing day in and day out, right? I took 3 profitable trades today. Took your short for gains. God bless your family, Sammy. Amen. I was joking, Sam, I've traded 11 years. I don't desire it. Yep, hope him is the grand wizard of permanence. I don't either. I just collect things. To me, it's just like art. Collect art. You buy art. Art is a great thing to buy. It just, it's a diversified asset away from the markets. Say there's a beautiful artist and they've only painted like 30 paintings, and then that they're getting older. That's going to be a good investment if you really like their paintings and you're seeing it's in some fancy, You love watching Bitcoin, Tom. I know. Oh my God, what are you talking about? Yeah. Strutting down the street, it's the Copium Road. Hopium is the grand wizard of the perma bears. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah. What is the cause of Bitcoin dump right now? Yesterday, I think it's the uncertainty of NVIDIA. I'm joining the trading group today. No more effing around. Jump on in. Go to cryptolifer.com. Okay? Go to cryptolifer.com to find out more and join the trading group. Cryptolifer.com. All right? I made a beautiful website so you could jump on in today. And you can hit the subscriptions and jump on in. We are doing a Black Friday Cyber Monday sale next week, which is kind of like delaying people from getting in, which is sad. But we are doing a Black Friday Cyber Monday sale next week. And if you jump on in, you want to hit a link. I'm going to find that link right now and get it going. But yes, that link will get you to the next level. All right. And it will give you a 10% discount on top of the already amazing Cyber Monday sale. I see some people that are saying, hey, I'm starting my trading group and I'm giving it away for free, and it's going to be better. But my thing is this, I did a free trading group. And the sad thing is when someone doesn't pay, they click the link and join. You're going to get gifts in there. You're going to get people saying whatever they want. It's nasty. It's nasty. So my thing is this, fill out this form today. You'll get a 10% discount to my exclusive via, my exclusive 99 trading group. It'll blow out anything else. And again, free trading groups are fun, but I'm telling you, when the open door is open, like when people don't pay to get in, I don't want to be in a trading group that people don't have to pay to get in. You know why? Because it's going to lower the type of person in that group. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just being honest. When someone pays $100 to be in a trading group, when someone pays for the yearly, they're dedicated, they care, they're part of the community. It brings in some type of loyalty. I can't explain it. When people don't pay for trading groups, you're going to have thousands of people in there. You're going to get so much crazy information. It's going to be absolutely absurd. Free trading groups are fun, but they can be detrimental too. I've learned that myself, and I just found that out to be true on my own. You want a barrier to entry when you join a club. Like there's a rod and gun club in New York City. It was like, I don't know, $6,000 to enter. And like a $400 dues a month. Most people wouldn't pay that. But the men that did pay that were higher caliber men that would meet each other at that group. And they would have like higher end events. They would make business deals. They would find, high net worth individuals to do business with. So they were willing to pay the extra money to be in that group. And look, we hit the target beautifully. You can now move the stop loss to break even, or you can now start moving the stop loss like so. Move the stop loss past this. You can't do this, but you could just keep moving your stop loss closer. I would take profits here. That was your measured move. It nailed it. Absolutely beautiful trade. Shout out to anyone that took the trade on the live. That was just gorgeous. Like, ciao Bela, man. Hello, beautiful. And again, I stuck to my strategies. It was a descending triangle that was supposed to break to the downside. That's exactly what happened. I did my job. I'm supposed to come today and analyze the market with vigor and preciseness. I did that today. All right? We nailed it. Shout out to anyone that nailed the market with me. A free trading group would be filled with trolls, 100%. It's not where you want to be. It's a tough place to be. I'm being honest. And I've just because I've been through it myself. I've been in both. A trading group that I paid for and a trading group that I didn't. And I tell you what, man, the one I didn't pay for was full of memes, grotesque stuff. Like, guys just, it was like the boys club, man. And it was insane. Anyway, but I believe you could do anything with your mind, so. Sammy, it's kind of like when I used to promote in the late 80s and the early 90s. I love this guy. Let's see what he has to say. In the club in New York City, he always wanted a doorman to pick and choose the right people to make it right. Yeah, 100%. They didn't let me in sometimes because I wasn't tall enough. Like, we don't want short guys in there. Because, women like to, I'm just messing around. It's true, man. It's true. The value of my Zcash stocks have exceeded the price of Bitcoin now, and Zcash is going to exceed the price of gold next year. Interesting. Pump it up, dump it down, watch the charts all day on Copium Road. We laugh and pray. Shout out to Hopium Copium. We love you, man. Thank you for being here all the time. You're the man, Sam. No, you're the man. God bless you. Yeah. And figure that out. Get yourself a professional to answer all those questions for you. Okay? And look at this, man. They're melting this thing to the downside, an absolute melting to the downside for BTC. Just a melt. And there we did. We called it. What else can I say? I mean, it was just like it did exactly what I said it was going to do, or what the charts said they were going to do, and then I was able to read the charts. If you want this knowledge and you want to feel this, we nailed it on Tuesday. We nailed it on Wednesday. We have hit the calls, man. If you've come to this show, you've been on fire from 10 to 12. Join the Life or Vision trading course. It's right there. It's the last Saturday of every month. I teach it. It's only $150. I do 1 hour for $300 for an hour of my time. That's 3.5 hours of my time for $150. I'm basically giving away the knowledge. I do it because I don't know when I'm going to pass away, and I love to teach. And so that lets me know that I can do what I've dreamed of doing, which is teaching others. I fell in love with teaching. And if I can teach somebody the knowledge that I have, I feel good. I feel like I've done something with my life. I didn't just keep it to myself. Like, I could have kept this 21, the fact that when we're below the 200 and touching the 21, I know that's a beautiful entry. I know how to, you know what I mean? I could have kept this all to myself. I didn't. I wanted you to understand the knowledge. God said, Sam, you have to share. Don't keep it to yourself. That's rude. If we all shared our knowledge, think about how beautiful it would be. If we all shared our knowledge. And we just kept helping each other grow as a human race instead of hiding knowledge from each other for business. And, if we all shared our knowledge, what an amazing world this would be. So now, if this is more bearish, you're just going to keep flagging this thing out, just like we flag out. And it's going to keep dumping, but you're not going to dump until you touch the 21 again. So now you could flag out the 3-minute, watch price action, and what's likely going to happen, we're going to go sideways until the 21 comes into play. When the 21 comes into play, we're going to dump again to 86,970. And we're just going to go lower and lower and lower. Right? You got backstrapped by Elon's mom. You got backstrapped. You guys are funny, man. Damn, I just took a short down. Yeah, she was whipping me in the back, man. I'm just having this thought, and you said that's crazy. Isn't that amazing? When someone says what you're thinking, you're a real man who loves his family. Stay blessed. My family is miserable and extremely toxic. When it rains, it pours. I'm sorry to hear that, man. My mom and dad died. I have 2 sisters that I love. So I just, I have 3 daughters, a wife, and 2 sisters, man. Those are I'm trying to think. Those are the 6 women in my life that I have to dedicate myself to, right? I call my sisters, make sure they're okay. I check up on them, make sure, their boyfriends and their husbands are doing the right thing, even though I love my sister's boyfriend and husband. They're both good guys. But, Sammy the Bull's got to check up, make sure my sister's, hey. Don't you talk like that to my sister, huh? Hey, you don't want to see me get pissed. Hey. So, and then my 3 daughters and my wife, man. It's just like, and then I have my extended family and my extended friends, really. But at the end of the day, it's those 6 women, and that's it. All right? It's those 6 women, and that is it. So, yeah, man, people are in denial that we could be going into a multi-year bear market. They think it's, we're just going to start ripping again. Anything is possible. Man, I'm the first guy to attempt to trade the daily. All right? I'm the first guy to attempt to trade that daily time frame. Look, 88,598. So, look, you would put this in a bear flag. This is likely going to continue further to the downside. And you can take the measured move, the length of this previous pole. That's where you're going to go. I don't know why this works. It just does. Look, I took the measured move out. I nailed it. See how I took the measured move? We nailed it. How did I get it? I took this wick to that wick. I found, I don't know, my mentor told me to take the flags. But I learned the algorithm finds the wick to wick, and then that's how it runs game. Just crazy. Hey, Sammy, for the 99 month, you give some signals, some info about good spot zoned for long term. So much information. You get access to an entire trading course, okay, that I've been building for years and just adding information to. It's right here in the Lifer content directory. It's amazing. I teach you little trading sessions. Look, the overlaps between the London market, the Tokyo session, the London session, the New York session, when they overlap and why, when the best time to trade is based on time frames and time zones. I did a leverage class the other day for anyone learning, and this teaches you kind of the ins and outs of leverage. All right. And then I also do here, look, you have impermanent loss explained. If you're yield farming on top of that, divergences, okay, measured moves, patterns guide, the rising wedge, price action, trend analysis, double bottoms, triangular, the diamond pattern, the rising wedge, cup and handle, ascending triangle, and replay tool. Learning how to use the replay tool. Like, I'm just teaching you so much. How to long and short Bitcoin, Bitcoin dominance, how to trade it, a 5-clip series, support or resistance flips, 20 and SMA crosses the 200 on the 4-hour time frame, how important that is, checklist before entering a trade, tutorial, head and shoulders. Like, this is going to, look at this. I mean, trading view shortcuts, how and why to add alerts. My gosh, man. All right. This will blow your mind. How to set up your bookmap. It's all there. It's all there. And that's included in your 99. On top of that, I share my portfolio every single Thursday. We do a private weekly screen share, which most people don't even realize is probably worth $99 a month. On top of that, just showing my portfolio and talking about what I'm doing every month, every week is amazing. And then on top of that, I'm there every single day. I'm giving you a video update in the morning, a video update at night. Nobody works harder. Nobody. They either work as hard as me or they don't. 7 days a week, I don't take it off. I was up at 1 in the morning giving an update last night to the trading group at 1:40 in the morning because I made sure that I don't miss for you guys. I don't care how tired I am. I don't care how sick I am. I don't care what's happening. I'm not taking a day off for your $99. And it's basically a little above $2 a day if you take our discount, our Black Friday discount, on top of the already added discount, which is 24 hours before. And I showed you the form to fill out. Fill out that form. It'll change your life. You'll look back and be like, man, I remember the day I filled out that form. I never looked back. You can, you will, you are the best. You've got this, but you got to make a change. You got to do something different. Like, people join school and then they get a degree. Things have changed, right? Amen. Yeah, fill out this form today. Hit the link below the videos. I'll put the form right now into the chat as well. I also have it out there, right? Telling you right now, for less than $200 a day, what else are you waiting for, right? You're the James Brown of crypto, baby. Hardest working man in the game. I love you, man. Thank you. So look, more downside. We're very oversold in the 3-minute now. But you have to start looking at it. I mean, look at this. This is just pure dumpage. Eventually, it's going to find its way, but this is just pure dumpage. Wow. What a call. What a call. It happened so fast, right? In 18 minutes, you can make a day's pay. Right? If there's no retail to shake out, they won't want to drop it down 80%. Everyone has a story, man. I don't talk like that. Anything could happen. Anything. Absolute anything could happen. All right? You understand? It could go all the way to 60K today. You know what I mean? Look what happened on October 10th. People talk with conviction now. Anything could happen. This is life. Life, you don't know what's going to happen in life. You have to pivot every single time to keep it moving. This is a very, very difficult moment in trading. And in many, many, many trading groups are going to fall apart. Remember, we doubled the trading group from 69 to 15K. The last dump, we've been through these. We went from 69,000 to 15K, and I stayed as a mentor. We did fine. We went through the ups and downs of the bear market. We found gains. It's not going to be that bad. We're going to work our butts off every day. Look, we made gains the last 2 days. You made gains today. Don't stress. Take a deep breath. Your losses are in the past. Cut them off and move on. Like, there's nothing else we can do. It's like a battle. You got sliced, you got hit, but you didn't get killed. As long as you don't get liquidated for everything, you still are alive. All right? Yeah. Wait, Bitcoin dominance go up, man. Facts. People think Fed will not cut rates now. No change expected next. FOMC. And exactly. And what if they do cut rates? You know what I mean? And we get an insane spike back to the upside. Remember, like, so right now it's likely that the 21's going to come back into the 3-minute chart, and we're going to continue to dump. Wait for but we're not going to dump until the 21 comes. We need to consolidate yet again. That measure move will be 86,948 for Bitcoin. IBIT is printing 11 million volume, 1 minute candles red. What trading platform do you use? Weeks. We're trading live on Weeks right now, or I like to trade live on Weeks. That's where I showed my P&Ls there. Weeks, BTCC, and MEXC right now are the hottest exchanges in the game. BTC's been around since 2014, one of the oldest exchanges, never had an issue. MEXC is the lowest fees of any exchange in the game, so it's the least predatory on your trades. And Weeks is the second best with the best customer service. I know the CEO well. If you have any issues, we can contact them and get you serviced very, very properly. So those three exchanges really come through for me. I also hang out with the people from Weeks all the time. I've been with them all around the world. It's been a great time. So I know who I'm dealing with, and they know me. So you're not just hitting a random link and becoming a part of something that you don't know about. You're using my reputation and my lifestyle to make sure that you feel better about your trading predicament. So jump on in today. Have a good time. All right? And those are the main three exchanges right there. Weeks, MEXC, and BTCC. All right? 90% of all coins are done if we really go down to 40K. Yeah. Will Sailor be the first to abandon the boat? I'm looking to get in with you, bro. Hey, jump on in. Go to cryptolifer.com or hit this right here. Fill out the form so you can, it's a little over $2 a day. You don't want to stress for your trading group. You don't want it to be so expensive that it feels like, if you join for this Black Friday sale, you're not even going to realize how much you paid for the group. And it's going to be there for you for the rest of the year. You might take a month off, 2 months off. You might go somewhere, but when you come back, I'll be there doing my thing every single day. How did I find consistency? You ask God. God gave it to me. I dedicated myself to God, and consistency came into my life. So look, we could go further down, 86,973. I'm looking for this to bear flag. And then you could shoulder, head, shoulder. There's a chance you V-shape recovery. This is kind of how this is how you would get out if you can get out, right? And that could take you somewhere back to 93.8, but dang. It's more likely that this flag's going to take us further down to 87,000. All right? So this flag dumps to 87K when the 21 touches on the 3-day chart. You can use the 5-minute too. I like the 3-minute right now. Just bought more Bitcoin and have a live short. Buy more later as well. 100%, yeah. I only put 5% of my net worth in crypto and I'm still holding. I know, right? I'm looking to get in with you, bro. Thank you. Hello, holders. Shout out to everybody here. Let me jump on into the chat, see if there's any super chats that are coming on in. I don't want to miss the excitement here. Let's take a look at the fan funding. Wow, we do have a lot here. We have Crypto Antonio for the Canadian $5. Thank you, Sam. Another year wrapping up. You brought me Jim Rohn, patience, and self-love. The 99 is an amazing group. I recommend all to join and learn. Thank you so much for saying that. That's a beautiful, beautiful advertisement, and that's organic. So thank you. Mr. Sammy, how to bearish rising wedge measured move? A supersonic. How to bearish rising wedge measured move? Well, if you have a rising wedge, the measured move is back to where it began. That's all. Rising wedge comes back to where it began. Your measured move will be right there. So if you have a rising wedge come up, you come right to where the rising wedge started. Very simple. Rising wedge comes up like this. You pull the thing. It dumps back to where it began. Yeah. Simple stuff, right? Yeah, you got this. I hope that makes sense. I'm not mid top down TA on a larger time frames for USD dominance. Weekly looking slanted. and the head and shoulders. Let's take a look at Tether dominance, and we're going to break that down for you tomorrow too as well on our top-down analysis there. Yeah, Zcash just looks like I want to see a dump, come back in and get tighter. I'd like to re-enter at 695 in maybe 10 hours, 12 hours, something like that, if it's worth swing trading. Okay, and now someone asked for U.S. Tether dominance on the weekly. Let's take a look at that. I mean, see, that's a rising wedge, too. You can see how it looks like it's going to break out parabolically in the 1 hour time frame. How that kind of played out. So let's take a look at Terra. You know, what I see is it's attempting to get above the 200 moving average. And it's in an inverted head and shoulder. You see it? I think you just said that, right? Yeah, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign for Bitcoin at all. Like, that means people are going to tether up hardcore right now. They're going to tether up hardcore. And it looks like there's and that's crossing the 200 moving average. Usually we'll get a spike, then it has to come back to the 21, but dang. That's not a great sign. And that tells you that people are tethering up hard. And it is what it is. And then it's even breaching this trend line that it made. Made a really weird tight channel, but it broke out. That's not a good sign for the altcoin and the Bitcoin market, right? Tether backs Parfin to push in. This is pretty interesting. To push institutional USD adoption across Latin America. It's invested in Parfin, a London and Rio de Janeiro-based digital asset platform to push USD deeper into Latin America's institutional market and expand on-chain settlement across the region. According to Tether, the investment underscores its push to position US Tether as an institutional settlement rail for high-value activities. It's funny, man. You can send Tether in 2 seconds, right? Instead of having to use a bank in the SWIFT system, it's so much faster and easier. Like, you buy a house with Tether, it's so quick and easy. The SWIFT system takes days. You're sitting there, you're asking, or at least it takes 8 to 9, 10 hours. You don't even know where the money goes. Wow. So basically the whole market just absolutely depleting to the downside today. And I'm showing you, I see a bear flag continuing. That's going to dump you down to about 86,900. That's just what I see happening for Bitcoin right now. So I see more downside. Tempting that tweezer bottom on the daily, no go. That was just a no go. And that's how you have to know enough is enough and move on. You can't hold on to a sinking ship. Okay, you got to be able to pivot in this game. Very, very important that you pivot in this game. Possible inverted head and shoulder. And again, remember, I don't just call the bottoms now and go, and it's got to get back above like the 15-minute 200 moving average. We'd have to rip right back to the upside. Possible double bottom for Bitcoin. As we've hit this area before, what if we make a move back to the upside here? So now I'm open-minded. The 3-day has to complete the bear flag to continue. But what if we get some type of inverted head and shoulder back to the upside? 1 minute looks like it may try that. But I'm bearish on that 3-minute time frame. Looks like it's going to continue to go further to the downside. Let me kind of square this away. It's a little choppy now. Remember, we've been projecting this flag since we got the first dump. We even see the measured move. We can tell where we're likely going to go. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP and see what BOOKMAP suggests as well. What does BOOKMAP suggest? It suggests that we are possibly going further. It's still got, wow, it's funny. It's got that new red up at 95.1. It is creating some short squeeze interest now as we continue to press down on price action here. Very oversold in the RSI. Like, that tells me that that's a buy, right? Whenever you get shaded on the RSI, like we haven't had a shaded RSI on the 3-minute. The last time was there. And we still went lower, though. But it's pretty extreme. I'm just, it is pretty extreme. See the shaded region here? The RSI is below the dotted line in the shaded regions. Like, it's very oversold. But again, when the trend is not your friend and there's no one to buy the price action, like, who's going to step in right now and buy a bunch of price? If we can see 60K, possibly 70K coming, who's going to step in and buy price right now? I know when to buy Bitcoin at the best times. My instincts are pretty strong. It's telling me that they're probably going to get lower prices. Right? Let's keep moving with the super chats. We have Victor Navarro for the $9.99. Thank you, Victor. I love you so much. Appreciate you. Can you do TA on Telcoin? First crypto bank charter approved in Nebraska. That's old news, man. That's like 2-year-old news, brother. Yeah. No, I get it, though. I appreciate you sharing that knowledge. But it just, kind of was a nothing burger, too, when it came out. Last time I looked at Telcoin, we talked about putting an alert on Telcoin. Look how it was going sideways in an ascending triangle. Kind of dipped and then just... Now every coin's wondering what Bitcoin's doing right now. They're trying to, they're assessing what Bitcoin's going to do. See, Bitcoin's in the last few days had these nice spikes. Altcoins had these nice spikes. Like this one went all the way from 2 cents up to 6.002 to 6. It almost did like a doubled up because it was almost from 3 to 6. So I would look for this. You got them. Same story that we kind of, just like we made the bear flag today. And we were watching the descending triangle and the bear flag. You flip it down. Like we just traded this down. Same idea for Bitcoin. You want to see this cross and stay above the daily 200 moving average. Maybe in a week's time, 6 days' time, Telcoin tells you that it looks like it's ready for a move. See? And there you have it. Now you've made a beautiful bear flag. You're going to pull the 21 towards you. And it only tells me there's going to be more downside here for Bitcoin. No real reason to leave that short. That short's probably still going to pay. Zan. Sammy, I told you last week. Zan, baby, Zan. Zan was very, very low volume. It was very high risk. It was at the bottom of its barrel at 2 cents. And then it went all the way up to 5 cents. I'm all set. Yeah, like, I don't get excited when a coin that's at the very lowest point ever just makes a little bit of a move. Like, it doesn't look amazing. Let's be honest. I'm just being honest. I don't want to be rude. I'm just, like, I'm assessing it to, like, a really good trade. You can say, well, at least it made a flag. It hit the 21, and there's a chance it could do some damage. I'm all set. I wouldn't trade it. It's too small volume for me. My buy would probably move this thing around too hard. I can't, I can't trade smaller volume coins too much. Just doesn't work for me. But hey, if I had a smaller budget, for sure. This could get all the way up to, I don't know, 0.707. Maybe it pumps against the market. It is above the 200 moving average. I'm all set, but it does look, it does have the signs of a move. I made great money yesterday going long and short with discipline and consistency. I believe I could trade full time in any market. Thank you, Sam. Shout out to Taylor Murphy List. We love you. We appreciate you. Shout out to Ravinder Carria. Shout out to Famous Fortune. Shout out to Victor Navarro. Shout out to A Supersonic and Crypto Antonio and everyone that has given a super chat. That will come back to you tenfold. Can you look at Solana? Yeah, why are the totals up? What are the totals up to? Yeah, shout out to Grandmaster Friend. Isn't Bear Moon now? Yes, we are also getting a bearish moon. Yes. Can you please tell us your regular morning routine? I want to improve mine. Cold plunge, meditation, workout. What starts do you check in? What order? God bless your family and everything you teach. I wake up every day at about 7 in the morning because I go to bed at between 12 and 1. I get 7 hours to 6 hours of sleep. All right. TA on grass for a short, Sammy. Interesting. So we'll look at totals and SOL and grass, somebody asked about. Let's take a look at the total market cap in all of cryptocurrency. Total's fallen off yet again. Remember, we talked about how it had to stay, but it is above the 3-day 200 moving average. It still is a higher low technically. Like if you did this right, it's still technically a higher low. And it could still bounce off the bottom trend line here. For me, I'm not going to go completely bear on the alts until we break this. Once we break that, okay, then it's a bearish retest. We're cooked. And, we might even just make a right shoulder. We might have one more pump up for a right shoulder, and then we might dump. There might be a relief rally to get out of this market here and cash in on some of these pumps. Bitcoin just absolutely collapsing right now. And I see it going down to 86,900, and I'm calling a dump. And there's a bear flag. It's continuing to go to the downside. Look, we've called it. You can see it. And look, just like we go parabolically to the upside, we go parabolically to the downside, right? That's the parabola. You flip it upside down. Same story, morning glory, right? Sad business, really, to be honest. Sad business. Could head all the way down to 86,481, right? Remember, I'm usually the guy that can see the reversals. I don't see a reversal here. I see more downside for Bitcoin. We've got into, there's some things that have happened. We've gone into the Gaussian channel has given away. There's a lot of bearish signs here. So total, maybe you get the bounce, but honestly, it just looks somewhere like a slanted M pattern. And you would expect price right now, I'm bearish. I would expect price to drop somewhere down to about $2.31 trillion. And the speculation, you have to remember, people were speculating in risk on assets with altcoins and crypto. And there's going to be the first things that they sell off when they feel like the market is sketchy. And, you know, they have a lot of money, but they can move the market with a very small piece of their portfolio and not even care. Like, you know, retail is their whole world in this, and it gets rocked and wrecked. But no, you know, the big boys know. The big boys know, right? Yeah, and then if you look at total 3, the entire market cap of all of the cryptocurrencies, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, similar idea here. We are still above the 3-day 200 moving average. The 2-day kind of struggling, but we lost the daily. And whenever you lose the daily, it's either a perfect time to buy or you're beginning the bear market. It's like very sketchy. I'd still say, okay, as long as the 3-day can hang above, because that was really the support band of the bull run. As long as total can stay above the 3-day 200 moving average, I guess we could remain that's like their last, that's my last stage of hopium. Once a candle closes below the 3-day, that's when I'm going to give up complete hope that there's any type of chance. And we're going to likely just dump, I don't know, like that. It could be a collapse all the way back to there. Very crazy markets. Like you don't bounce here. It's a kind of a bigger over. You know, you're going down even worse. A little bit of bullish div here. Can you stop the pain? I'm open-minded, but right, so far no go. So far no go. Okay, can we look at Solana? Somebody said Sol was in that bear flag of the 22-hour time frame. Sol is something you hold for years at a time, in my humble opinion. I buy it, I hold it for years. Like it's, you know what I mean? Either you're willing to hold. Remember I said a few weeks back, you either buy something and you're willing to hold it. You know, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but if I buy something now, I'm willing to hold it throughout 1 or 2 cycles at this point, like Bitcoin or Solana or BNB. Something that's going to be here. Like BNB's not going anywhere. They're going to continue to grow. They're a company. You know, when you buy BNB, you're buying a company. You're buying CZ. You're buying something that has actually been an organizational strength for the entire market. Someone say, but what about this? I mean, shoulder, head, right shoulder. Like, is all of Bitcoin, is all of crypto just becoming completely speculative? And are we losing all of it? You know, that would tell you going to negative. So whenever I see a price action that would take me to a negative area, usually it's unlikely because you can't go to negative. It's like, come on, crypto. It's like they're making it look so bad, right? And there's that bear flag dumping to the downside. I did not call bullish. I called bearish for you. I did my part today to show you what was likely going to happen in these charts. You're still in the money if you took the short. Still in the money. Look, that bear flag looks like it's headed down to 86,540 for Bitcoin. Can you please tell us your regular morning routine? Yeah, I wake up, right? I go over the charts, and I spend like basically from 7 to 9 in the charts, 2 hours straight. I go over all the altcoins I can find, anything I can look at. I analyze Bitcoin. I analyze the markets, look at the S&P. And then, you know, then I work out from about 9:15 to 10. 9 to 10 is a workout session while I'm watching the price action. I work out in my studio. And then I take a shower, I put on my suit, and I start the stream. I do that every single day. And on the weekends, I just wake up a little earlier and do the stream even earlier at like 7, 8 in the morning. Yeah. I see more downside headed down to 86,500 for Bitcoin. That's what I see happening for BTC. Okay. And we did all the super chats, everyone. Thank you so much. We're going to do grass lastly, but shout out to TV Wolves. Shout out to ArbsBees 6889. Shout out to Grandmaster Friend of the House. Shout out to Taylor Murphy Live. Shout out to Iris N Singh 1579. Shout out to Wonder whatever I don't know. Shout out to Ravinder Karia, Famous Fortune, A Supersonic, and Crypto Antonio. You guys did not have to give, but you did. Unbelievable. Really, really nice of you guys. $44.33 on the super chats. You people are absolutely amazing. So yeah, I see more downside for Bitcoin. You know, another short would be to enter even here almost on the breakout, stop above that wick, and, you know, but it's only a 1 to 6-1 risk roll ratio, but that looks like it's going lower to 86,000, and we gave you this initial short there at 90,500. Dang, about to be a $4,000 drop for BTC, and we were able to absolutely nail it and call it for you guys. Could there be a bullish div? Could we save the day here and finally get the bounce? There's a chance. Let's take a look at grass, as someone asked about grass. I don't know why you would ask about grass right now. Probably like the... Yeah, I mean, this is just, this is an experimental project. All these new coins and new ideas, they needed the market to be frothy and well. We did get this pump recently. Like, a lot of altcoins got a little bit of a move up. I wouldn't touch grass. I would flag it out on the 4-hour time frame. Same thing, and I'd wait for the 21 to come. It's just a very, this is a simple strategy that I use over. It's about being disciplined and being consistent. That's what most people can't do. And you know why? It's fun to be consistent with something that gives you positive feedback. Like, every time I've done this, it's been a good look. So I continue to do it. You're looking for positive feedback every time you do something. You're looking for that positive, there's a reason why you're doing it. TA for a short, Sammy. Interesting. I mean, grass to me, I wouldn't be shorting. I'd be looking for it to consolidate. It just got above the 200 moving average. Looks like it could pump to $1. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm just seeing what I see. It is what it is. Yeah, and this is crypto's worst crash for in a long time, everyone. Like, they're draining this thing to the downside, and you got to see what you got to see. We can't. It's crazy. Let's see if there's anything defying the Bitcoin moves right now in the last hour. Ripple USD, it's like, come on, right? And look, it's all stable coins. When stable coins run to the top of the channel, the top of coin market cap, you're in a tough day. This Canton CC had a little bit of a move yesterday, but everything just absolutely collapsing further to the downside. Remember when I told you I was selling off all my altcoins and I'm done? I mean, I was sick of being whipped. I was sick of them going up and down. I didn't want to play. I didn't want to play with them anymore. I was done. You know what I mean? I still kept what I had in for a long period of time because it's kind of like, at this point, I'm numb to it. But anything that I thought was substantial that I felt like I should take back, I took back. I got a family, man. I got bills to pay. I got a life to live. Like, if the market's going to play with my money for too long, I'm taking my money out, man. I'm not going to let them sit there and play games with me. And when I see frothiness, when the charts tell me it's time to get back in, we'll get back in. Very simple. And until then, we'll buy BTC on the lows. I'll look for possible opportunities, and I'll continue to scalp. But there's nothing else I could do here. And no emotions are needed. Just no emotions whatsoever. Shout out to everyone. Follow me at CryptoLifer33 on X.com. I appreciate that. We are continuing to grow. I prayed to God for strength. He gave me more problems to make me stronger. One of my favorite tweets in my whole life, man. Tests become testaments. God is, yep, amen. That's the way it works, 100%. Once you get it, you understand it, and you wouldn't want it any other way, would you? No. The hard way is the right way. You learn the most in the toughest situations. If you wanted an easy situation, you wouldn't be able to actually fine-tune your skills and your character, right? If everything was easy, hard things make hard men. Amen, right? Easy lives, that whole thing, like, right? Good times make, good times make good men, or hard times make hard men make good times make weak men make bad times, right? And so the process, so like we need hard times to create good men that create good times. Till the times get so good, we get weak men that create bad times. And we need it to be hard again so we can have some good men to make good times. Just a cycle of life. My grandfather was a bricklayer. My dad was an iron worker. They didn't want it to be easy. I came from hardworking men that liked it to be hard. They made it hard. I work every single day of the week. It's hard. That's not easy. It's fun to have a hard life. You don't want an easy life. If your life is easy, if your schedule is easy to pull off, then anyone can do it. And how much, then there's easy competition for you. If your schedule is hard, most people won't do that. And so if you ask yourself, would 95% of people live stream for 1,800 days straight? No way they would do that. So you're going to benefit. So if you're doing something that 95% of people won't do or haven't been able to do or can't do, you're obviously going to be in the top 1%. Think about it. So just the next time you're going to do something, say, how many people would go this hard? We all know what hard is. We all know the levels are. It's been given to us. The universe has defined what the best is, in your heart, when you're putting in effort or just a little bit. Whether you scan the charts for an hour, whether you put in 3 to 4 hours a day and really hit it. Do you deserve to win at trading? Are you putting in the work? Do you back test? Do you have a demo account? Do you write a trader diary? Are you keeping track of your wins and your losses? Are you going over the ups and downs? Or are you just winging it, pressing the button every 5 seconds and coming back a month later and saying, this doesn't work for me? Are you putting in the work? You know what I'm saying? This is life, man. You're not getting it back if you don't put it in. It's just not going to happen. Like, people want to be YouTubers. They want to be streamers. Are you streaming 7 days a week or are you streaming 5 days a week? I met a guy the other day. He's like, I want to get somewhere. Could you help me, Sam? I said, well, I've seen you taking the weekends off for the last 3 years. I said, well, there you go. You've had your perfect little weekend to yourself. I've made sure to wake up in the morning and get it done. I'm just, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm just Jim Roning it. Like, he tells you how it is. You can either be the best at it or you can be looking at the people who are the best at it. It's up to you. And it takes dedication, time, and strength. Amen. Right? So, and don't compare yourself to anyone else's progress. You're your own man. You're your own woman. You're your own person. But it should be, one step every single day at a time that pushes you forward in some direction and get you going. Success, again, is not an overnight thing. You don't wake up one day, I'm successful. You live stream every single day, or you put a brick on, you just do it every single day until something cracks. Somehow, some way, you end up somewhere different than you were before. I don't understand how it happens. I really don't. All I know is if you show up every day, that you will be in a better place than 95% of the world. You'll have better options. You'll have better travel options. You'll be able to go places you never thought. You'll be able to see the world. It'll change your life forever. It really will. We all have the key to success inside of us. Whether we choose to open the door with that key is up to us. All right? It just takes a lot of discipline, and it takes a lot of work. It's not easy by any means. And that's it. Like, that's life in a nutshell. Whether you're a carpenter, a school teacher, an iron worker, right? Whether you're a firefighter, a police officer, a detective, whether you're an FBI agent, I don't care what you do. The more work you put in, the more detailed you are, the better off your life is going to feel. Everyone wants to feel good, feel content, feel happy, work hard. You ever come home after a long day of work and felt great? You deserve to sit down. You deserve to have some food. You deserve to have a hot bath. But if you sat around and did nothing and then you lie around and stay relaxed all night, it's not really deserved, is it? No. I used to work a night shift and ride my bike to work. When I got home at 1 a.m. after a long bike ride, after being all over the city all day and then working a night shift on top of it, I was exhausted, man. That hot shower felt amazing, right? Taking off all those sweaty bike clothes. I'd been on the train in sweat. I can know so many nights where I've just felt all the sweat all over me, and I just, I'll be home soon. It's 2 a.m, I'm covered in sweat. 3 a.m, I'm covered in sweat. Because I saved money on my bike because I didn't have to pay for the train. I could buy more Bitcoin than I rode my bike. Train's $80 a month, $120 a month. I rode my bike and only took it here and there. I only had to pay $10 a month. Hey, man, I'm saving myself $1,000 a year and I'm getting exercise. Not only was I not taking the train, but I was moving my heart, man. And so I said, if I can save money and move my heart, so I rode my bike as much as I could. Again, when it was snowing and raining, I couldn't, But I'll tell you right now, like, I would love for Bitcoin to kind of get some bullish div here and stop the pain. End this pain at 88,000. Stop out this last scalp would be great. There is a little bit of bullish div starting to form. We could get a bounce here. Can we stop the pain for Bitcoin? Get the pump back to the upside here for BTC. So kind of that's kind of what I'm seeing. Let me take a look here at the chat again for the day on the live chat. And today's a Thursday, man. Pat yourself on the back. If you're here with the life right now on a Thursday, right? Such good advice. Put the work in it. It pays off. It does every time, man. Live trade, Sammy. Come on. We already did that. I heard a theory that Epstein, yeah. I did see that. I did see that Epstein could have kind of created Bitcoin, man. I saw that. I did see that, everybody. And it looks like he was in talks with Hal Finney. It looks like he was in talks with a lot of people, man. Looks a little strange, I have to be honest. So 786 here with possible hidden bullish div on the 1 week. That still wouldn't change the fact that it is what it is, right? But it would give people some bearish connotation, right? It would be like, so a lot of crazy news is coming out. Okay, biggest volume read, but again, can it be completely confirmed? I'd have to do a real deep dive on that. And I never know who's you like being in Lisboa. It's Lisbon, but why do they call it Lisboa? So in Portuguese, it's Lisboa. But in America, it's Lisbon, right? Losses turning lessons, pain into cheer. Singing red candles away till green's near. I love you with your little Christmas carols here. You're trading Christmas carols. And again, don't overtrade if you don't have to. Make sure that you win at the end of the month, end of the week, and just go from there. Weekly P&Ls, monthly P&Ls. This looks like it's going to continue to dump. Somewhere down to 86,000, but you never know. I'll leave that with you today, everybody, as I jump on out of here for the day. Remember, you are your best cheerleader. Your mind is the only thing that you can use to push yourself ahead. I could tell you that I love you. I could tell you you're great. But if you think you're not great, then it's not going to work. Whether you think you can, whether you think you can't, you are probably right. So remember, use your mental stamina to push yourself. Use your inner discipline to tell yourself you're the best, man. You've got this. You deserve to be loved. You're a good person. You're going to bring light, love, and happiness to the world when you get rich. You deserve to get rich. You're going to give to the poor. You're going to make it happen. You're going to feed people. You're lifers, man. Remember that. You're not getting rich just to be, to be some pompous person. You're getting rich to change the world. God's going to give you your time back so you can give other people your time. Thanks, Sam. I hope you feel better. See you on the next one. Thank you, too. And it looks like this is going to dump further to the downside. I'm telling you right now. That looks like it's going to take a spill. Somewhere down to 86,150 for Bitcoin. I don't see what's going to stop this pain. All right. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you. Let me just show the chart one last time before I get on out of here. But yeah, I see a short there down to 86,166. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I love you. I appreciate you. And I thank you so much for being here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Sam. The realest savings us on Copium Road. Hey, I love you. I'll see you all tonight in the trading group. I'll see you guys throughout the day. I'll be there. I'll be posting. I'll be looking at things. But I think we got the majority of the move today here during the stream. That's why I love streaming during this time. I love you all. Be safe. Be amazing. Remember, the secret to success is getting started. We all got to start somewhere. Some of you are just starting your trading journey. What a great day to start. And remember, it's about trading. Don't get stuck in these coins. We can trade them. We can trade them. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Be safe. Be amazing. Push yourselves to be great. And love yourselves. And love others. I love you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you later today in the trading group. And I'll see you guys. You never know. I might stream tonight. You never know. You never know. And with that being said, I love you all. Thank you for sharing your most precious asset with me, which is your time. And I'll see you guys on the next one. God bless.